Holy fuck, man! Like, isn't there other thing that I have to be aware of that Nintendo decided to copy among the worst practices? I remember this shit with the PS3 and the PS4 games. That you wanted to redeem the code for this game. Oh, we added an expiration list. Hey, if you don't use it after this, that well, you missed it. Oh, you should if you want to try this content, you need to buy this other over expensive digital edition. Holy fuck, man! Jesus Christ, Señor San Jose. So, hello everyone, I'm Coyote Jack, and well, this one is from Bowling into Comics. Physical Nintendo Switch 2 release of Street Fighter 6 books 2 year the expiration date on DLC download codes. They did this shit, so indie did this, and they're still doing it as far as I'm concerned. During the PS3 era, PS4 era, and from what someone told me, is also with the PS5. Yeah, Tachi is still present. So another day, another baffling anti-consumer decision related to Nintendo Switch 2. This time it has been confirmed that while every physical copy of the console Street Fighter 6 port will be include a unique download code in which players can grab the Capcom's Fighters Plus 4 release DLC. Said codes will also come with a hard expiration date. Oh, so you have like, for example, I remember Capcom released this during the Street Fighter 5, the Champions Edition. That you got the physical release for the PS4. Obviously, the physical edition is the only existing one. Instead of actually having all the DLC inside the game, it's a redeemable code with an expiration date. And I remember this even. I remember when I bought Killzone 3 and I couldn't remit the code because it was around that time that they said, yeah, it's expired. You cannot get this unique code. You go fuck yourself, seriously. This is the intention of having a sense of FOMO. The sense of FOMO is always constant. At this point, just put that FOMO into gacha games because holy fuck, you will get scammed just by even buying what is a quote unquote physical editions of those games in those newer hardware consoles. So in full title, if typical Street Fighter style reading Street Fighter Series Years 1 to Fighters editions, the Switch 2 exclusive release of the franchise latest entry will provide players with not only the base game itself, but also its Year 1 and Years 2 character passes. So usually priced at $30 each. On top of the best game's $40 price tag, these passes collectively add 8 new characters. Year 1 brings Rashid, Akai, Ed, and Akuma, while Year 2 taps M. Bison, Dictator, Elena, and King of Fighters series guest stars. Well, Fatal Fury, I have to correct you in that one. Bonding into comics. Yeah, I know he also appears in King of Fighters, but well, is originally from Fatal Fury. Guest stars Terry Bogard and Mai Shiranui, as well as additional color palette for each of their default costumes to the Street Fighter 6 character select screen. Further, the Fighters editions will also grant players access to a portion of the additional content provided in the Ultimate editions of passes, as priced at $50 each, while Switch 2 players won't get included additional color palettes for the DLC Fighters alternative customs, they will get everything else, including 4 new stages, Ruined Land, Emma Hollow, Reina Rance, and well, Pau Pau Cafe. Pau Pau Cafe 6, the one Purple Cafe is what is the one from Fatal Fury? I don't remember right now, to be honest. Continue on. And a new color default custom color palettes for the game's base rosters. Meshiranui, yes, is there. Well, as noted about, due to the limited space available on the Switch 2 cartridges, fucking maxing out at 64 gigabytes. Feels fucking bullshit, man. Even you could have, if you know how they've been doing it. Like I already ranted about how this shit not the game is not entirely in the cartridge, but it forces you an update. If they put it like the keys that unlocks the content it would be even less of an issue. But they decided to go even more anti-consumer. I can tell you that. So one card can only barely contain a Street Fighter 6 base 60 gigabyte file size. Capcom need to learn how to optimize the already. This is from the company that did the port of Resident Evil 2 for the Nintendo 64 without sacrificing content. They're telling me that they cannot optimize anymore. Oh, well, how time changes, right? So anyway, players who opens up a physical copy of the Fighters Edition will find a unique digital download code, which they can then redeem on the Nintendo's eShop for the extra content. That is only if they do so in an acceptable time frame, as unlike most games whose physical releases require some of post-purchases content download, the codes included Nintendo Switch 2 releases of Street Fighter 6 will outright expire. I'll tell DLC, yeah, go fuck yourself. And I have, let me check it a little because I remember having a game. Yeah, when they gave it to me a long time ago. Let me check. I can, I know it is right here. Yeah, there it is. There fucking it is. So if I open this up, and I know you're just probably hearing me rambling among this because yeah, I am someone that also has physical games. So, for example, the Switch release for Borderlands has a redeemable code, and that's because the cartridge only has first Borderlands game. So if I look into it, yeah, it says Borderlands the pre-sequel and Borderlands 2 with a download code, no expiration date. This at this point you know this is bullshit. Here, even to prove you, hey, it's a used copy. Yeah, it's only the Borderlands one in the cartridge, and the rest of the game is a fucking code. Do you see an expiration date here? Of course not. And when you have an expiration date, for example, in the physical copies of the PlayStation games, they already flat out tell you, hey, this code here's with this expiration date. Even I have one of mine from a long time ago. Yeah, yeah, just as I remember, use this code below to access your content and expires in specific date. So in this time frame, you have to, well, if you redeem that code before it's too late. The worst practice in gaming, not even Xbox does this shit. How is that possible? Even when I got a collector's edition of Fable 2, it had a redeemable code. And that code, I could still use it before the service shut down, before the store shut down entirely. How the fuck is that even allowed for this company to get a pass to push? Ah man, my fucking English, the violent that this shit produces me. Yeah, fuck consoles. Fuck them. They're just adopting the worst of the worst. They're flat on copying the worst of the worst practices because they say, oh yeah, since we are in these positions and the Nintendo drones can't stop consuming, yeah, we are going to get away with it. Yeah, really, genuinely, this pisses me the fuck off. Uh, that oh yeah, something like oh well, even I will despise even Steve in the start doing that because some key codes of the listed games can still be redeemed. They still can. I remember a couple of years ago when Grid 2 got delisted. I couldn't get it on Steam, but I found a redeemable code for the copy along with all the DLC content, and it worked. And now you're telling me Nintendo, no, they are adding expiration dates to save codes. Oh, to push this sense of urgency. Oh, but you need to remember that this physical copy, if you don't get it to this time frame, you got fucked. And the ones that actually don't pay attention to this shit, even in the past, me myself included, when I finally got a full new brand copy of the game that actually I was interested to, well, gotta grab on. It had some reasonable content. It fucking tells you, yeah, this code is already expired. Go fuck yourself. Was never used. I couldn't get that content. And since we are talking about content that is fucking DLC, that is like part of the monetization scheme, so $60 at this point, 60 fucking dollars for DLC that is going to be lost. Yeah, how Nintendo's are going to defend this shit? I have to wonder how are Nintendo's are going to defend all of this bullshit. So, as pointed out by Twitter user doesn't play first, based on the inspection of a photo provided by a Japanese video game news reported Genki GPN, the back cover of the Fighters Edition physical release box explicitly states that the codes will only work if they are redeemed between June 5th of current year and June 5th of 2027. In other words, is for a whatever reason, maybe still saving it as a special celebration or a backup copy or on sale from a store from pre-purchased inventory, just to name a few examples, a player doesn't announce punching their provided DLC code sometime within the 2-year period following the game's initial release, they will lose their included access to the relevant content and will be forced to buy it independently if they ever eventually wish to do so. Because imagine you pay for, oh, I'm going to get the content among all the days, even. No, you're not. Or even someone sell you this shit second hand at the price as if it has the full content. Oh yeah, the content is expired. Yeah, that shit happened to me before. It pisses me the fuck off like you can't imagine. So we have the images here. Nintendrons, how the fuck are you going to defend this shit? And I even have a Nintendo Switch and I have a game that proves you, yeah, that shit doesn't have an expiration date. Go fuck yourself if you're going to defend this shit. They deserve to be scammed. Everyone who bought this Nintendo Switch, they deserve to be scammed for all what it's worth. But yeah, this one hits a nerve into me because I experienced it. This shit, this this anti-consumer behavior. Yeah, I thought, well, at least those fuckers left that behind. Well, it's said to Sony. They're still doing it. Oh, more Nintendo Gens too, because they say, oh, they're still buying it. Yeah, and even we can have this sense of urge of even if they were uninterested in the game later. Oh, we sorry, you can redeem this code, but you can buy it still. You still can have a chance to get it. Fucking bullshit. Fucking bullshit. So yeah, there you have it. So they're even pushing this sense of not giving a fuck anymore to have physical copies or even buying it. Because that's what by design what Nintendo wants at the end of the day. This is what they fucking want. Over rely you on their service. And even you can get Steam or even a PC better and still play the Nintendo Switch games in that PC. Fuck them. Seriously. How is this a pass? How is that to say, yeah, this is a good idea? No. Now everyone defending this shit. Now I want to see what kind of mental gymnastics they can put up with because I'm going to end up laughing my ass off. This is not excuse, but well, this is Nintendo. Yeah, Nintendo Switch is my last console. Go, they should go fuck themselves. And even that was points to get a Nintendo Switch if they are even also going to censor. They are already censored Japanese games. You have PC for that. And if they screw you up with the censorship, you have mods and ways to remove that censorship. But anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching and please take care.